Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be learning about divisibility tests. This is a very simple video as most of you would already be familiar with some divisibility tests. But this is extremely important. First, I'll start with telling you why it is important. Sometimes in the exam, when you try to find the answer, let's say you get that the answer is something like 5 into 7 into 3 into something, or some big number here, 15, something like that, something. Then you have answer choices. Instead of actually calculating this, sometimes you may be able to see that okay, it is divisible by 7 or it is divisible by 3, and out of the answer choices, at first glance you might feel that okay, only one choice is divisible by that particular number, so that is the answer choice. So first of all, these kind of questions are indirect applications of divisibility tests, so you need to always, while doing the questions in the exam, keep looking out for these kind of things which can help you solve the questions in a shorter amount of time. Secondly, in the exam you can have questions which are directly on divisibility tests, so you'll be given a large number and they'll ask whether this is divisible by 7 or not, or something like that. Again, this you can do only by divisibility test, because otherwise it might take a long time for you to divide all the answer choices by that particular number and check. So there can be various other applications of this, and you should be very sure that you remember these simple things not only for divisibility test but on other topics also, so that you can solve the exam questions quickly. So we'll start with some of the very basic divisibility tests. So in this video, we'll be learning the divisibility tests of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 and 10. As you see, I've left out 7 for another video. These are the very simple ones. So okay, divisibility test of 2. If the unit digit of the number is divisible by 2, then the number is divisible by 2. So basically, if it's an even number, it is divisible by 2. I don't think this requires much more explanation than that. Then you have divisibility test of 3. You sum up the digits of the number. If the sum is divisible by 3, then the number is divisible by 3. So for example, I have a number which is 123. Now if I sum up the digits, I have 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is equal to 6. 6 is divisible by 3, so this number is divisible by 3. So on and so forth. Then I have the divisibility test of 4. You take the last 2 digits of the number and check if it is divisible by 4. So let us say my number is 536. In this case, the last 2 digits of my number are 36. 36 is divisible by 4. Hence, this number is divisible by 4. So instead of this, if I had a very large number like 1, 2, 5, 4, 5, 3, 6, again, I just need to check the last 2 digits for the divisibility of 4. Divisibility of 5 is very simple. A number is divisible by 5 if the last digit is either 0 or 5. Fairly straightforward. Let's go to the divisibility test of 6. Now here I'll give you a concept for checking the divisibility of any compound number. If you can break it up into 2 prime numbers, so 6 is equal to 2 into 3, where 2 and 3 are both unique prime numbers, then a number is divisible by this number here 6 if it is divisible by both 2 and 3. I've already told you the divisibility test of 2 and 3. I'm leaving out 7 in this video. I go to the divisibility of 8. For the divisibility of 8, you take the last 3 digits of the number and check whether they are divisible by 8 or not. So this is, as you see, it's not a very good test, because if my number itself, 3 digits is itself very kind of longish. So if I have a number like 348, you have no means of knowing. It's simply you have to divide it by 8 and check whether they are divisible by 8 or not. In some cases, it might be easier to just divide it by 2 and then divide it by 2 again to see if it is an even number. So that also can be done fairly simply. Then we have the divisibility of 9. For 9, you again sum up the digits of the number, and if the sum is divisible by 9, then the number is divisible by 9. So let us say I have a number like 981. If I sum up the digits, I get 9 plus 8 plus 1, which is equal to 18. Obviously, you know that 18 is 9 into 2, or otherwise you can apply the divisibility test again. 18 is 1 plus 8, which is equal to 9. So this is divisible by 9, hence this is divisible by 9, hence this is divisible by 9. Let's just do a quick revision. For numbers like 2, 4 and 8, you have to check the last digits. In case of 2, check the last 1 digit. 4, check the last 2 digits. And 8, check the last 3 digits. And check whether they are divisible by these numbers or not. So if the last 3 digits are divisible by 8, then the number is divisible by 8, and so on for these 3. In case of 3 and 9, you take the sum of the digits. And if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3, then it is divisible by 3. If the sum of the digits is divisible by 9, then the number itself is divisible by 9. For 5, the divisibility test says that the last unit digit should be either a 0 or a 5. In case of 6, if the number is divisible by both 2 and 3, you can check it from here, then the number is divisible by 6. 10 is obviously the easiest. If you have a 0 at the end, then it is divisible by 10.